You know it's hard out here for a pill.
Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? I don't really have a topic. I almost went on my backup channel and instead played games or something because I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Hey, clean you forever, shits and googles. We can just bullshit. Yeah, I know. I need to start coming on live. I need to start going live like more like every day. I need to get back in the groove. Like, I can't make money if I'm never online, but plus I like it, you know? That's what I like. I like talking to you guys. How's everybody doing? Wow, we have like a lot to talk about today. 59 there? Holy crap, it's like so hot out that my air conditioning is like running like triple time right now. I opened my electricity bill yesterday. I was like, holy. I was so happy because for 1 month, I mean, my gas bill, first of all, okay, during the winter was like 300 and something. I don't think it ever reached 400. But then last month it was like $17 or something crazy, like low. It's like, because the only thing I'm using that's gas is the water heater. And the electricity bill was not too bad. I mean, it was high, but I mean, of course it's got higher because using like the air conditioning was like 170. But this month it was a lot more than that because of the heat. So how's everybody doing? Can you get us a scoop on JSB? I know the utilities are taking you to poorhouse, right? You sent me an email? Oh gosh. Did you send it to my new email? Let's see. My email's changed, guys, so it's it goes through the chat. I'm gonna be deleting that old email here probably in a couple of weeks. Hey, Sapito in red. No, I turned something into TBI yesterday. Speaking of, did I mention that? First time that, well, it's not the first time that I've sent anything into TBI. I guess the first thing besides anything to do with conversations with Dawn. Turn those in. And some with Fred, I think. Anyways, besides that, like I've never, you know, stuff that people have messaged me, I usually haven't had too much stuff that I'm like, okay, this needs to go into TBI, you know what I mean? And it was like, oh my God, stuff. It's true. It is pretty, I don't know. I guess it could. It technically doesn't relate to, okay, it doesn't directly have to do with summer, I guess, like, but it has to do with, Dawn really help explain what happened. Putting some makeup on while I'm talking and waiting. I can't go into like, I don't know. I can't go into like details. If I go into details, it's going to be on a live where that's what it's about. It might be my first like, because I need to think of something else to do for members since I no longer have a Discord. So it might be maybe my first like members live, and then of course like after I will release it to everybody. It's not a game. I don't understand the people that have been lying on this little girl, putting stuff out there just to see if it will take off, just because they're bored or just because they're mad and they want to put something out about somebody. They seem to forget that it's about a little girl who is missing, but I think they know that. They're just very selfish. I guess just do not care. The floodgate has been opened in this case. And you know how we went through this period of time where there wasn't really much like to talk about in the Summer Wells case. Now it's like every day. I hope that means that that we're gonna figure out some stuff that, well, law enforcement. So nobody is. Oh, a stellar live. I know that's gotta be sarcastic. Uh-huh. It's too bad that creators can't like all work together with all the information that they get from people that contact them and stuff. Because if so, we'd probably be able to figure out what happened. He said, "I have a good memory. Unless you take responsibility, you're canceled in my mind." I just cannot take. I cannot stand a hypocrite and somebody that just will not take any type of responsibility. It just bugs me. Lying too. I mean, lying, flat out lying, just bugs me. Bad. I don't care if you tell me something is brown when it's actually blue. It's going. I'm gonna have a bitch fit over that. Like I'm going to freak out and you're gonna think I'm crazy. Because I cannot stand a liar. It's especially somebody who lies just to lie. Like when there's no, I mean, I understand like somebody saying, a little lie to try to spare somebody's feelings, but even then, I mean, that can be is understandable. But when there's no purpose, it just, I
Alright,
don't
look, y'all. This what I'm dealing with.
know. Trying to think of a word at instead of like a really at a ridiculous rate. I guess it's just boom, 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 boom. When it was like boom, boom, boom. Now it's like boom, 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 boom. We're bad. I really hope this gets signed. You guys already know what's up. I had to have some ice cream, duh. Bluebell. Let me just tell you. Ice cream, duh. Bluebell. Let me just tell you. Best ice cream ever. But man, I ordered some from DoorDash the other day. And the driver messages me and tells me the ice cream's a little soft. Is that okay? I'm like, or he said it's a little melted. Is that okay? I said, well, how melted? He's like, not bad. I go, okay. That's fine. It gets here like a few minutes later, and I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. It was straight liquid. All of them. I was so mad. I mean, it wasn't even a little bit cold. I guess the place is having the place it came from is having freezer problems. But I'm like, are you serious? This is not this this has to be a cruel joke. Cruel joke. I mean, it was straight liquid. They were completely like unsalvageable. And I did all liquid. Like you could just like shake it and it's liquid. Cotton candy cones. Cotton candy cones. Oh, that sounds scrumptious. No, it was not shake quality either. It wasn't even cold a little bit. I mean, who's to say that the milk would even that's in it would be good anymore? Because I don't know how warm it got, and plus free and all there's frozen stuff was taken out of the freezer. So yeah, I guess they're just having trouble with the freezer. No, I'm like, okay, I didn't expect. I'm like, there is no solidity to this at all. Like their drive there and everything, and to bring it here would be all for nothing. Country girl. Hey May, really having freezer. Oh, I was in hell by feeling them. I knew the second I opened the bag that they were gonna. The second I pulled it out, I'm like, oh my gosh. One of them was like halfway. My daughter, being dramatic. Hey Scott H, do you like my title? Ziggy has thoughts. A lot of things on my mind. It is about the Summer Wells case. It's crazy there for a while. It seems like all I've been talking about lately is Summer Wells case, for a few months there. I'd say the first few months of this year, probably probably February to about a month ago or so, I would only talk about summer wells. Like, I was literally only talking about summer wells probably a couple times a month, but now there's so much to talk about. It just feels like maybe something is going to happen soon with the case. Maybe things are happening in the background that we don't know. Hopefully. Thank you guys so much. I was getting discouraged. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue YouTube like I want to. Um, you know, so I really do appreciate it. I really try to alter the voice too, but I do have that. Let's see. Wonder if I can use drug dealer, We are listening to that call today. I'll probably have to stop it. I didn't listen to it in advance to like try to edit out names and stuff because it's probably not a good idea for me to put those names out there. Because I'm not trying to piss off some like drug dealer, Mel. Last week sometime, I think it was. And they let me know, this person let me know that they, thank you guys so much. I was getting discouraged. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue YouTube like I want to. You know, so I really do appreciate it. Like I said, I got an email about somebody from this lady who said basically one of her family friend who had kind of went off on the wrong path had been a lady of the night, and she had, she once she saw Don, like the picture of him, her friend was looking at, when she was looking at articles that her friend had said, who is that? She saw a picture of Dawn because she was sitting there reading an article about Summer. Sorry, I know it's confusing, but we'll talk about it. She describes it in the call, okay? And she mentions how Dawn was, she was like, I know that guy. He was a regular of mine when I was, a prostitute, basically. So you guys listen to it. I don't know. I've gone back and forth with this, with how I feel about it. I'm gonna try to alter the voice too, but I do have that. Let's see. So I don't know. I want your guys' opinions. What you think? If this person's being honest, or do you think it's bullshit? The other day when I went on Mystical Mermaid, she was just positive that this, she was like, oh my God, I think this is actually legitimate. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I just want to, I'm just worried because I want to be able to continue to do this, but, because I started to get worried, like, obviously I'm not doing as well as I was, because, when you're taking off, you're new, it's, I did really well there for a couple months, like, and so, and I really, when I get into something, I have to give it my all. It's really like all or nothing. And if I went back to like reselling, like, it would probably be something that was full time and I wouldn't be able to go live, but like, I mean, be just like every once in a while to just be like, see how you guys are doing and stuff. So when I do the reselling full time too, like that's very time consuming. But it's like, man, I don't want to give up on YouTube, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you can't really depend on it. And I would never like, I don't know. It's uncomfortable to talk about, especially because when you start to talk about financial stuff, it doesn't, that just gives them fuel. So, and not that I care, because I don't. I really don't. But I care, because I don't. I really don't. But, and tell me if you think it's legitimate. I talked to Benny about was on it because I figured if anybody knew whether any of this stuff is true that was being said in the call, that I figure, oh, thank you, Becca. She sent me a cash app. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Anyways, thank you, guys. Sorry. I feel like I can't ever say thank you enough, really. Not any of this stuff that's in this community as far as like creators or people that knew creators that knew Donna Candace. I figured it'd probably be Benny, especially the time period that comes up in the call. It sounds like it was this one incident that is talked about. Seems like it happened while Benny was in Tennessee. Just the timing, because it was right before Christmas, so in December sometime. He said, like, the name, I mentioned the name of this, somebody that was brought up. It's not really a name, it's a nickname of this pimp or whatever. And he was like, actually, yeah, I do remember Candace mentioning that name. But at the same time, like, Candace would try to act like she didn't know who Don's drug dealer was. So that's kind of confusing, because I was him like, hey, that's this, have you heard this name? That's who, have you heard this name? Anybody, Don mentioning, he said, and then he said that, I don't know, like, Benny claimed that trip that Don came back with a lot of drugs. Is Benny like bullshit? Is he, I asked him, I'm like, are you being serious? Or because that's what I was told, that he was fronted a lot of drugs at that time. And could that have some reason to do with why or what happened to Summer? Like, could there be something to this? Now, this lady that I talked to is not the actual prostitute. So maybe I should say that. Supposedly is really scared of this pimp, and also has now since got married and is not wanting her husband to know about her previous, lady of the night job. He knows about her drug issues, but I guess they met at rehab, supposedly. So I don't know. Like, it seemed to fit. Like, a lot of things she said seemed to fit, but now she kind of like started recently acting strange, and I know she's scared. Like, she doesn't want, she is scared and didn't really want to get involved. But I just feel like it's so important. No, this happened. Yeah, this all happened after Summer went missing. Like, I shouldn't say seeing each other. So he was visiting or seeing this girl or whatever, however you want to, whatever, over the course of like 10 months, I believe. He was like a regular of her. So it would have been happening, the last time would have been in last December. So it would have started before Summer went missing. But yeah, so you're right. You're right. I see what you mean. You're right. The thing in December wouldn't have anything to do with, okay, that's true, because Summer went missing before that. Oh, thank you, Sherry. true, right? G crime. Always, honesty is always the best policy, right? That's my opinion. To bear with me a second because I'm going to try to use a thing that might change her voice a little bit. Because what if it is true? And anyways, after the December drug holiday, I'm kind of have a bone to pick with BK. I'm kind of, and I wasn't going to say anything, but what? Don't go. So BK was supposed to be the Taco Tuesday guest. And of course, I knew like some people would be upset because, you know, the stuff like going on with Jimbo. So you know, there was some comments under there about it. But I hate that every time you have somebody on that you get, it just sucks because of the different feuds going on and stuff. But because if you like both of them, you know, and it's not like I really on like BK, it's just that I'm just get, oh, you know, along with him while it lasts, and for two, like he does have a lot of insight into, you know, Don and Candace, because really of all creators, he spent the most time with them. But he agreed to be the Taco Tuesday guest. I mean, yes, it was last minute. Well, I wasn't even thinking about, I don't know. I didn't even think about it hurting somebody, you know, people's feelings, or I didn't think of it at the time. I procrastinated on getting somebody, and, you know, but I asked BK, he owed me a favor because I went on his panel. You know, yeah, he's been on my panel over here, but that, what I mean is like, I went on a planned panel with him. He's never gone, I've never asked him to come on mine. When he's been on here, it's been like he's just randomly showed up. So I figured, well, then because, you know, he just said to let him know and he will get me back. Well, he tells me, okay, that he'll do it. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, you know, he's like, thank you so much for asking. I'm like, cool. You know, it's going to be, you know, I was like, thank you so much, because I didn't have anything lined up, and it was like, I don't know, 6 p.m. or no, it was like later than that. It was almost 8 p.m. It was 8 p.m. I said, can you come on at like 10:30? And hold on one second. He said, yeah, just let me know like 45 minutes before. So he messages me. Says, I'm sorry, like I forgot I had prior obligations, okay? Which is fine. Like, and I figured, I said to him, he just messages and that's what he says. And he goes, okay, his message was, hey, I apologize. I forgot I had already had an obligation. I feel like a fucking dick face. Okay? The exact minute was at 9:15. I think it was like about an hour and a half after I had asked him. And I said, wait, what? No, are you serious? I said, you can't come on in a couple hours? Like, I thought maybe if we changed the time. He said, possibly yes. I'll call when I get out of the shower. And I just let him know that I was literally typing out the post of the live, like setting it up when he messaged that, and I told him yes to please call me. And that was like just a few minutes, like 9:18, so a few minutes later after his original text. He never calls me, and wouldn't you know, I go on YouTube, and there he is live on his channel, and he had been on for like since our text, because it showed that you know how it shows like been live for, and it shows how many minutes. So he canceled. He told me he already had an obligation. So on his channel doing a stream. What? Pull it together. Okay. No, did BK have any guests? I mean, don't you think that, I don't know. I thought it was just messed up for real, because actually I do remember he did have some but I mean, they're the same people he has on every day. Yeah, but isn't it the same people that he had on every day? Oh no, what? Bet Ziggy's cheeks are burning. They're always on there. Jenny, Adrian, and Dutchie are always on his panel. That is all the time. That's not special guest. That's every day. A special guest is like having somebody new on. And then he never called me back. I texted him and I said, I thought you were going to call me. And he never called. Like, and he was literally on a live from basically the second. It was just bullshit, dude. Every time she says I'm getting home, he's probably not, but this is an example of the shit I have to deal with. No difference between a little fib and a big fib. If you don't lie, you won't have to worry about your story. It will always be the same no matter which way you spin it. Shut the fuck up saying you lied to test people. What? How did I know one of these, Deb, Urquilio, how did I know one of them would have some fucking bullshit to say for when I said that when I told everybody, I fibbed to that lady who gave me that story and said that TBI had contacted me to see, because I wanted to see if she was being honest, because there's so many people that have lied on a missing little girl. The only reason. Oh my God, I can't even believe these people know the second anytime, like anytime they like just sit there and watch for the very second, like they can just call you a liar, or it's just stupid. Anyways, Benny's daughter tried to go on his panel last night and he wouldn't let her on. Is that true? It was just obligation, but going on your own stream is not an obligation. I already know how Benny is. He's like exactly like I am about being he doesn't plan things. He does things like, that's why I wait too long. Like, I always procrastinate on these Taco Tuesdays and I screw myself, man.
Tragedy Pants! You know it's hard